Let's create an event in Google Calendar. I got to Google Calendar with these 9 dots in the top corner. There it is. But you can also get to it from calendar.google.com. This is my view in Google Calendar. I've gone for a 5-day week, but you can make it show weekends. You can see all sorts of different views. You can even add custom views. You do that in the settings. But let's create an event. I'm going to create an event for 2 o'clock. There's where we go, 2 o'clock on Wednesday, the 2nd of February 2022. So here we go. I just click in that box there, and it says 2nd of February 2022, 2 o'clock. I can create an event, or I could say I'm out of office. That will do this rather nice thing of declining any other events that get put in that place. I could set a reminder. I can even create an appointment slot, although that doesn't tend to work very well. So let's go about creating this event. Let's give it a name. A really good event. And we could probably do with adding some guests to this event. So let's do that. I'm going to invite my personal account. I'm currently using a test account. Let's do that. So there we go. There's me. As soon as I do that, look, it's starting to show blocks of colour in my calendar. That is my other calendar. The calendar of the person I'm inviting in this case. All I can see is busy. That's because when I created my calendar and shared it with people, I specified what those people could see. And in terms of this account, all that I can see is that my other account is busy. So you've got control over the kind of information that other people can see when you're sharing calendars. Anyway, this allows me to see whether that other account is busy at the time I'm creating this event, and I can see that apparently there's nothing happening at that time. That's good. That means that they can come along. Also, what happened was that this Hangouts Meet invite suddenly appeared in this event entry. So that means that we could have a video conference. They could use that link there to connect to the computer, and I can see them online. It'd be fantastic. However, I do want them to go to a location, a specific location, ideally. I don't mind that if they can't, that they join the Hangouts Meet, but really, the event's happening at my house. So let's put that in. You could use this My Rooms bit, and if you've got access to booking rooms within the university, then that's a very handy thing to use. But not everybody can do that, and if you're using this at home, you don't have things like that. So being able to do at my house there, really handy. Let's also add a description. So the description that I want to add is, this will be an amazing event. Do please bring wine. Very important. Now there's some more options down here. Let's have a look at what those more options consist of. So over here on the right hand side, I can see guest permissions, and at the moment my guests can invite other people. I might not want that, especially if it's happening at my house. And also see the guest list. I'm going to say, yeah, let's let them do that. And I can also grant the permission to modify the event. That's really useful if you're trying to organise some sort of meeting and it doesn't really matter what the time is. You wouldn't want to tick this if you booked a table. But in this case, go on, let's grant the modify event access. The other thing that I want to do, I can set what this event will appear like. Whether it's going to show as busy or free. I want it to show as busy so that they don't end up with something else booked at the same time. But this bit here, add attachment, that's the really useful bit. I want to add an attachment to this. Now it opens up this box. I can see various things. I can upload files. Here's my recent files in my drive, and just so happens that this is the file that I want to attach. So let's select that. So now this file will be attached to this event within Google Calendar. So anybody who I've invited will be able to go to this link and follow it through. They might not have access to it. I'm going to have to deal with that. But hopefully, I will deal with that and they will be able to access it. It's a really good place to store documents that relate to the event, like for instance an agenda. It saves having to attach things in email and end up with 53 copies of it knocking about. Okay, once we've created a meeting event like this that we're happy with, let's click on save and see what happens. So now, would I like to send invitation emails to Google Calendar guests? So it might be helpful if they know that this is going to happen, in which case I want to click on send and then they'll get an invite into their email. They'll know everything that's going on. I can click on do not send as well. Do not send means that the event will appear in their calendar, but they won't get an email for it. They won't get a specific invite. And actually that can be really useful if it's just like going to be a regular meeting or something in the future, something that they don't really need to know about right now. But let's send that email. Oh, now this is something else that's happening. So someone needs access to the file. So the person I've invited doesn't yet have access to that file that I attached. So I can share that item with them. I can give them various different levels of rights. I'm just going to let them be able to view it. So again, if this was an agenda perhaps, then they only need to be able to view it. So let's just click on invite. And there we go. So there is my event sitting in my calendar. When I click on it, I get a little preview of what's happening. And eventually, if I'm very good, my person that I've invited, which let's not forget was me, will reply to this and say, oh yes, I can go to that event, and they'll come to my event and we'll have a really wonderful time drinking wine together. And that is how you create an event in Google Calendar.